Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this September the 18th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody had a great Monday out there so far. Everybody has a great Monday evening. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. In today's video, we're going to be talking about your forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday. Also, your weather radar across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at the Watches, Warning, and Advisory map for your location across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center overview and the storm report that came in this afternoon. And also, we're going to take a look at the National Hurricane Center tropical weather page at the end of this broadcast. So stick around to the entire video. Do not miss a beat of this forecast. And let's get the show on the road there, folks. But before we do that, if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button today and you're in. You get my forecast twice per day unless something comes up. Also, like these videos, share these videos on social media, so that way more people get a chance to view my forecast, and that way I can get more subscribers that way as well. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave this forecast page. Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and dive on into the forecast now. As you can see here, we got quiet conditions extending from Quebec, Canada, through southern Canada, through portions of the southwestern portion of Canada as well. Alright. We got dry conditions also extended from portions of Toronto, just west of Montreal, west of around the Toronto, Canada area, over to Boston, portion of Maine, down into New York City, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., to the Carolinas, toward Atlanta, Georgia, toward the Houston area of Texas, southern Texas, portion of central and northern Texas, also into New Mexico, Arizona, toward Los Angeles, San Francisco, toward Oregon, also in the port of Idaho, Montana, through the Dakotas, also in the Minnesota, Wisconsin areas as well. Alright. We got some shower activity up here in portions of New Brunswick, New Brunswick, Canada, through portions of northern Maine, also back into portions of Montreal, and also into New York State, New Hampshire, and Vermont region. A little bit over here in portions of Pennsylvania, and also into Ohio. Shower and thunderstorm activity down here in central and southern Florida, including the Miami area, toward the Havana, Cuba. A little bit down in the Gulf of Mexico, a little bit in western Mexico as well. Also more shower and thunderstorm activity in portions of Michigan, through Wisconsin, toward Chicago, Illinois, through Iowa, through Kansas, through Missouri, all the way down toward the Dallas area and North Texas. Alright, we got more scattered activity through portions of Minnesota, through Nebraska, Kansas, also over toward the Dakotas, also into Montana as well. Also into portions of California, also into Idaho, through Utah, and also into Colorado. Alright, up here in portions of the Pacific Ocean, also through portions of Washington State, up here around the Vancouver region. Also, we have a little bit of mixed precipitation there as well, stretching down into portions of Seattle, Washington region. Also, a little bit of mixed precipitation, also in portions of Utah, Wyoming, and also just west of Denver, Colorado. All right, we get in the yellow slashed area. Some severe weather possible in portions of Texas and Oklahoma region. Also in portions of Oklahoma, some flash flooding and heavy rain possible in that region for your Wednesday. Alright, let's move on to your Wednesday forecast. Alright, you can see here we got quiet conditions there from Quebec, Canada, through Montreal, Toronto, Canada, across southern Canada, back through portions of southwestern Canada, that is. Also through portions of Brunswick, Canada, also through portions of Maine, New Hampshire, also through Boston, New York City, also through Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., over toward Ohio, Chicago, Illinois, toward portions of Wisconsin, Illinois, down toward the Atlanta metro area, through the Carolinas, portions of much of Georgia, through Alabama, Mississippi, down toward the Houston area of Texas. Alright, across southern Texas, across portions of central and northern Mexico as well. Also through New Mexico, Arizona, towards Los Angeles, San Francisco, up to western Oregon as well, and also toward Vancouver, Canada also. Alright, Denver, Colorado, through Utah, and through portions of South Dakota, Nebraska, and Kansas, up through portions of northern North Dakota, northern Montana. Dry weather expected there as well. Alright, we got shower and thunderstorm down here in portions of the low country of South Carolina, off in the coastal waters, all the way down to Miami, Florida, just north of Havana, Cuba, including the Florida Keys, portions of the Big Bend area of Florida, the areas of the Panhandle, Florida as well, and then to the Gulf of Mexico. Also over here in western Mexico as well. Southern Arizona, southern New Mexico. More over here in portions of Dallas, Texas, up to Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, all the way into portions of Iowa. Also up here in portions of Minnesota, through Nebraska and portions of South Dakota. also into areas of Wyoming as well. Also Nevada and portion of California. Alright, we got showers and mixed precipitation up here in Montana, through portion of Wyoming, Idaho, portion of Oregon, and Washington State around Seattle area as well for your Wednesday. Alright, now we're going to take a look at the radar across the nation. Let's let it load up here. Alright, you can see here we got showers and thunderstorms up here around the New Brunswick area of Canada, back toward east of Quebec, through Maine, also back toward Vermont, toward Albany, New York, toward Boston, also down toward New York City. We got scattered activity around Toronto, Canada, also over toward Buffalo, New York, down toward Cleveland, Ohio, and also in the portion of Pennsylvania and the portion of West Virginia as well. Alright, we got some showers up here in portion of Minnesota, just northeast of you guys. Also a little bit up here around Winnipeg, Canada. Scattered activity in portion of Montana, also in the portion of Seattle, Washington, just east of there, moving into portion of northern Idaho. We got some scattered showers and storms over portions of northern California through much of Nevada. Also around the Salt Lake City region, also in the portion of Wyoming, just west of Denver. Colorado as well, and also portion of New Mexico, and also in the northern and western Texas as well. Alright, we're going to move on down a little further. Got a little bit in proportion of northern Mexico, also down toward the Miami area of Florida, toward the south of Tampa, some in the Gulf of Mexico, and also around Havana, Cuba as well, and a little bit of scattered activity there in portion of the Bahamas. Alright, watches, warning, and advisory time. Let's take a look at it. Alrighty, as you can see, we got some gale warnings in the Atlantic Ocean, also from Maine all the way down to portions of the Philadelphia region. We got some flood watches in effect from Maine all the way down to Boston and Connecticut region as well. Air quality alert down in South Texas, Southeast Texas, a little bit in Louisiana. We got a few severe thunderstorm warnings in North Texas, also in the portion of Kansas. Also, we got red flag warning in effect for much of Montana, and also portion of Idaho, and also into portion of Washington State, southwestern Oregon as well. Alright, flood advisory is also in effect for California. Air quality alert there as well for a portion of Oregon. Wind advisory there for portions of Washington State as well. Alaska looks good. Got a few gale warnings around the area. South side got a few storm warnings there. Central South, Hawaii and Chain Island, gale warnings there. Central North looks A-OK at this time. Beast hazard statement is also in effect for portion of Wisconsin and also into Minnesota. Alright. Storm Prediction Center overview time. As you can see, there's that shower activity in Maine all the way down to Pennsylvania, across South Florida. And there's that activity over here in portions of Montana, into portions of New Mexico, all the way back into California. There's that marginal risk over Texas, and also in the portion of Oklahoma. Alright, overview, pretty much the same thing. You can see general thunderstorm in the lighter green. There's that marginal risk. Current watches, none are in effect. MDS discussion, none are in effect. Storm report came in this afternoon. We only had 3 hail reports. The rest of the tornado report was 0. High wind and wind reports and high wind report was 0. And the total number was 3. The hail reports took place over here in New Mexico with 3 reports coming in there. I would not be surprised maybe see 1 or 2 more added, but not too many severe weather reports this afternoon. That's proportion of the Dakotas, also in the Montana, also in the Oregon and Washington State. ISO dry report in Northern California, and a critical over Montana. And finally, I'm going to wrap it up with the National Hurricane Center. Alright. As you can see, the only thing we got on the map, because the other 2 is 0 at this time, we have a little system here coming off the African coast. This area here will have a 70% chance of development. We have a 30% chance of development off the southeast coast. It's something supposed to develop sometime later this week off the Florida coast and slowly move on off to the north and northeast. And may bring some coastal showers, maybe some inland showers as well, across Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, and on up towards the New England states as well. Alright, here is Nigel. If you're tracking Nigel at home, it's located near latitude 28.0 north, longitude 52.2 west. Movement is to the northwest at 10 knots or 12 miles per hour. Minimum central pressure is 982 millibar, and the maximum sustained winds are 70 knots or 80 miles per hour. Alright, well, that's the forecast for this evening. I hope everybody has a great Monday evening. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well. Also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, consider subscribing if you have not. And we'll catch you back in the next video. So have a wonderful, wonderful Monday evening, folks. Take care.